Have you ever paused before booking that long-awaited vacation and asked yourself, is travel still worth it after 70? For many, the answer seems obvious. New places, different cultures, the thrill of the journey, it sounds like a dream, doesn't it? But here's the part no one talks about. Beneath the postcard perfect memories and sunset photos lies a quieter, riskier reality, one that too many seniors only realize when it's already too late. Take Mr. Harold, for example. At 74, he was determined to relive his youth by embarking on a solo trip across Europe. But halfway through the journey, an unexpected medical emergency turned his dream trip into a nightmare, alone, disoriented, and far from home. You see, aging doesn't just bring wisdom and perspective, it also brings a body that tires more easily, a mind that takes longer to adapt, and a system more vulnerable to stress, fatigue, and unfamiliar environments. In this video, we'll uncover 5 critical reasons why traveling after 70 may no longer be the carefree adventure it once was. From health complications that can strike without warning, to financial traps that silently drain your savings, to one unexpected mistake that could cost you your peace of mind. But this isn't a message to give up travel. It's a call to travel smarter. Because the truth is, at this age, it's not just about where you go. It's about how well you prepare. So if you're in your 70s, or love someone who is, this video could make all the difference between a joyful journey and a costly misstep. And one more thing before we dive in. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to hit like, share this with your travel companions, and subscribe to Wise Elders' Tales for more life-changing insights like this one. Let's begin. Reason number 1, the silent threat, medical emergencies that don't wait. Among all the dreams we carry into our golden years, travel often feels like a reward, a promise we made to ourselves when life was busy with deadlines, diapers, or decisions. But past the age of 70, there's one truth we can't afford to ignore. Your body no longer follows your plans. It's not just about slowing down. It's about unpredictability, the kind that turns a slight chest tightness into a 911 call, or a dizzy spell into a race against time. When you're home, help is minutes away. But when you're 10,000 feet in the air, floating in a foreign sea, or navigating backstreets of a distant land, the safety net thins out fast. Let me tell you about Mr. Leonard, 74, who once saw travel as a second youth. He and his wife boarded a cruise ship bound for the Mediterranean. Calm waters, gentle sun, everything was perfect. Until day 4, when he felt a sharp pain spread across his chest. The ship's infirmary was limited. No cardiologist. No advanced equipment. By the time an emergency evacuation could be arranged to the nearest port, hours had passed. Leonard survived, but the trauma lingered. His dream voyage turned into a medical evacuation story, and a costly one at that. What many seniors don't realize is that long flights increase the risk of deep vein thrombosis. High altitudes put extra strain on weakened hearts and lungs. Even simple things like dehydration or heat exhaustion hit harder in unfamiliar climates. And it doesn't stop there. As we age, our immune systems weaken. Exposing yourself to foreign bacteria, new viruses, or unsanitary conditions can open the door to infections that are far more severe than you'd expect, ones that your body no longer fights off as easily as it once did. And here's the kicker, your regular health insurance? It might not cover a single penny of overseas medical care. Many older travelers discover, too late, that their policy ends at the border. Without proper travel insurance, the kind that includes emergency evacuation, hospitalization, and medication coverage, you could be stuck paying thousands of dollars out of pocket. Some seniors have emptied savings accounts just to be seen by a doctor in another country. So what can you do? Start by talking to your doctor. Get a full checkup. Make sure your current conditions are under control. Pack every medication you rely on, in full supply, plus a bit extra. Research the healthcare system in the country you're visiting. And never, ever leave home without comprehensive travel insurance, including emergency evacuation. Because when your health is on the line, preparation isn't just wise. It's life-saving. Yes, traveling after 70 is still possible. But only if your suitcase is packed with more than clothes. It needs to carry foresight, caution, and a plan for the unexpected. And remember, this is just the first risk. The next one? It doesn't attack your body. It targets your wallet. Stay with us. Reason number 2, invisible enemies, the hidden risks of germs, food, and air. Travel after 70 often looks like a dream on paper: exotic meals, bustling markets, colorful cultures. But beneath the surface lies a danger that doesn't make it into brochures: invisible enemies. Every crowded airport, every airplane seat, every handshake or shared surface becomes a tiny battlefield your immune system may not be prepared for. Unlike younger travelers who might shake off a mild cold or stomach bug in a day or two, older adults face a very different reality. A simple infection can spiral into a hospital stay. A mild fever can turn into pneumonia. A little food poisoning could lead to days of dehydration and weakened immunity. Why? Because as we age, the immune system that once fought off viruses and bacteria with ease now slows down. It takes longer to heal. Longer to bounce back. And the risks grow in places you never expect. Think about it. Airplanes are closed boxes filled with recycled air for hours. People from dozens of countries breathing in and out in the same space, coughing, sneezing, touching armrests, tray tables, bathrooms. That salad you ordered at the street vendor's stall? It might be rinsed with tap water your stomach isn't used to. That ice in your drink could contain unfamiliar bacteria. And the local dishes that excite your taste buds? The spices, oils, and cooking methods could send your gut into a spiral. Let me tell you about Miss Nora. She was 76 and had always dreamed of trying street food in Southeast Asia. On her third night, she tried a popular local dish, grilled fish with a spicy salad. By morning, she had stomach cramps, a high fever, and severe diarrhea. She was rushed to a clinic and spent 3 days recovering in her hotel, unable to enjoy the rest of her vacation. It wasn't just the food. Her body, no longer used to sudden changes in diet or bacteria, simply couldn't keep up. And it's not only what you eat or breathe. Hotel remotes, elevator buttons, bus railings, these are all high-touch surfaces that rarely get sanitized properly. Seniors who use walking canes or mobility aids are especially at risk, constantly in contact with public surfaces to steady themselves. So what's the solution? Preparation. And protection. Wear a mask in crowded areas. Wash your hands thoroughly. Carry hand sanitizer and use it often. Drink only bottled or filtered water even for brushing your teeth. Stick to cooked foods when eating out. Avoid raw salads or unpeeled fruits. And before any international trip, check which vaccinations are recommended. Pack essential medications for stomach issues or respiratory infections. You're not being paranoid. You're being wise. Staying healthy while traveling in your 70s isn't impossible. But it demands caution, intention, and constant awareness. Because the world may be full of wonders. But it's also full of microbes your body hasn't met yet. And as we move into reason number 3, we'll shift from what affects your body to what quietly drains your peace and your wallet. If you're still watching, drop a 2 in the comments below so I know you're with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button and turn on notifications. Your support helps us keep making videos that inform, protect, and inspire. Let's continue. Reason number 3, the slow burn, fatigue that lingers long after the journey ends. To most people, a vacation sounds like pure joy, a break from routine, a chance to explore, recharge, and reconnect. But for travelers over 70, the reality is more complex. Sometimes, instead of recharging your spirit, a trip can leave your body running on empty. Long flights. Early wake-up calls. Unfamiliar hotel beds. Hours of walking, rushing, waiting. The toll is quiet, but real. And unlike in your younger years, a single night of rest won't reset your energy anymore. For older adults, fatigue doesn't just pass, it accumulates. The body becomes slower to recover. Immune responses weaken. Balance, coordination, even decision-making all suffer when you're tired. And this exhaustion opens the door to accidents, illness, and injury. One of the most common and most underestimated challenges? Sleep disruption. A new bed. Unfamiliar noises. Changing time zones. Jet lag that used to last a day, now lingers for a week. And when sleep breaks down, so does everything else. Memory, mood, digestion, immunity. Even the heart works harder just to keep up. Take Richard, 75, for instance. He and his wife planned a 2-week vacation to Europe, thinking it would feel just like their old adventures. But after a 10-hour flight, navigating a packed airport, and adjusting to a 6-hour time difference, Richard was already exhausted before the first tour began. By day 2, he struggled to walk long distances, couldn't stay alert during museum visits, and needed frequent breaks. Just as his body began to adjust, it was already time to fly back home. He spent weeks afterward recovering, not reminiscing. And it wasn't just jet lag. Sitting for hours in planes, buses, or trains caused stiff joints and swelling. For seniors with arthritis or circulation issues, this physical strain doesn't fade quickly. Even meals and hydration become more complicated. Unfamiliar foods upset the stomach. Busy travel days often mean forgetting to drink enough water. And just mild dehydration can lead to dizziness, confusion, and extreme tiredness, especially dangerous when navigating busy streets or stairs. When poor sleep, dehydration, and physical stress combine, even a dream trip can turn into a fog of exhaustion and frustration. So, what can be done? If travel is essential, build in recovery time. Avoid back-to-back tours. Take slow, scenic routes instead of marathon schedules. Book flights with stopovers to stretch your legs. Bring nutritious snacks and drink water regularly. And most importantly, listen to your body. Honor its limits. Vacation should be joyful, not something you have to spend weeks recovering from. The physical wear and tear of travel is real, but it's not the only invisible threat. Up next, we'll explore reason number 4, a danger that follows you home, and continues to affect your well-being long after the bags are unpacked. If you're still with us, drop a 3 in the comments so I know you're here. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell, so you never miss a story that could make your journey safer, wiser, and more fulfilling. Let's continue. Reason number 4, one misstep away, the real danger of falls after 70. Among all the dangers older travelers face, one is often underestimated. A simple fall. It doesn't sound dramatic. But for people over 70, it can be life-changing. As we age, balance becomes harder to maintain. Reflexes slow. Bones become more fragile. And while a minor stumble at home might leave you with a bruise, a fall abroad, in an unfamiliar environment, can lead to a hospital bed, a cancelled trip, or worse. Let me be clear. Just one fall can reshape the entire course of your retirement years. Hotels with uneven floors. Cruise ships with slippery decks. Historic landmarks with steep stairs and poor lighting. Even cobblestone streets that once seemed charming can now be a hidden trap. Most seniors aren't prepared for just how different and difficult the travel environment can be. In many countries, ramps, elevators, or railings may be missing. Buses might require a big step up. Sidewalks might tilt. And the simple act of getting from a taxi to your hotel lobby could become a risky obstacle course. Worse, medical systems in some places are slower or less advanced. That means even a fractured wrist or hip might take hours to receive attention, increasing the chance of complications. Take Linda, for example, a spirited 78-year-old woman who had always dreamed of visiting Italy. She walked every day back home, felt healthy, and rarely needed help. But on her second night in Florence, she stepped off a poorly lit curb on a cobbled alleyway and fell hard. The result? A fractured hip. An emergency surgery in a local hospital. A trip cut short. Months of painful recovery. And a memory she'd rather forget than cherish. And here's something most people overlook. Fatigue makes you fall. When you're tired, your coordination slips. Your reaction time slows. Travel often disrupts your sleep, your meals, your hydration. And all of these add up to one thing: instability. People with arthritis or joint pain are especially vulnerable. Hours of walking through airports or sightseeing locations wear down already aching legs, making a misstep far more likely. So what can older travelers do to protect themselves? First, choose wisely. Pick destinations with good infrastructure, flat paths, elevators, well-lit walkways. Avoid places with steep stairs or rough terrain. Second, support yourself. Wear shoes with proper grip and cushioning. Bring a walking stick or cane if needed, even if you don't usually use one. It's better to be cautious than regretful. Third, know your limits. If your body says rest, rest. No trip is worth risking your long-term mobility and independence. Because the truth is, it only takes one step to turn a joyful journey into a painful detour. And as we prepare for reason number 5, we'll talk about something that's not physical, but can still hurt just as deeply, emotionally and financially. If you've made it this far, leave a 4 in the comments so I know you're still with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because your support helps us bring you content that truly matters. Let's keep going. Reason number 5, the cost of the unexpected, when travel becomes a financial gamble. When most people think of travel risks after 70, they picture health emergencies or physical exhaustion. But there's another danger lurking quietly behind the curtain, one that hits where it hurts most, your finances. Many seniors assume they can rely on personal savings or standard health insurance if something goes wrong. But what they often discover, too late, is that a single unexpected event can unravel even the best-laid travel plans, and drain a bank account faster than you can say emergency. Overseas medical care? Rarely covered by domestic insurance. A simple fall in a foreign country could cost you thousands, and that's without factoring in hospital stays, medications, or ambulance transfers. But the real shocker? Medical evacuations. Being airlifted from a cruise ship or remote area to the nearest qualified hospital isn't just expensive, it can run you $25,000, $50,000, even more. Without the right travel insurance, you either pay out of pocket or accept less than adequate care. Then comes the second blow, trip cancellations. You plan everything 6 months in advance. You feel great. You're excited. But then, life happens, a sudden illness, a change in your condition, a family emergency. And just like that, your trip is off. Airlines, cruise lines, and hotels rarely refund last-minute cancellations, especially without solid documentation or coverage. So you're left with lost deposits, non-refundable tickets, and a painful what-if in your heart and your wallet. But the most cunning threat of all? Scams. Older adults, especially those unfamiliar with local customs or digital booking platforms, are prime targets. Fake tour agencies, non-existent hotels, overpriced services, and shady discount packages promise the world, but deliver nothing. Let me tell you about George, 76. Meticulous, cautious, and proud of his financial discipline. He booked a dream getaway to a tropical island through a sleek, professional-looking website. Everything seemed perfect until he arrived. There was no hotel. No reservation. Just a vacant lot where paradise was supposed to be. His hard-earned savings? Gone. George scrambled to find a last-minute place to stay, paying double his original budget. What should have been a celebration turned into a stressful scramble, one that haunted him long after he returned home. So how can you protect yourself? Step 1. Verify whether your health insurance includes international coverage. If not, invest in real travel insurance, the kind that covers emergency evacuations, cancellations, and hospital care. Step 2. Book through reputable companies only. If a deal sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Step 3. Guard your money like your health. Limit how much cash you carry. Monitor who has access to your credit cards. And never share sensitive information with strangers, no matter how friendly they seem. Yes, travel can bring joy, adventure, and unforgettable memories. But after 70, it also carries real financial risks. If you don't plan ahead, you could return from paradise with more than just souvenirs. You might come home with debt, regret, and stress that no vacation is worth. So, does this mean you should stop traveling altogether after 70? Not at all. It simply means, the way you travel has to evolve. Because after 7 decades of living, you've earned more than just destinations. You've earned wisdom, perspective, and the right to move at your own pace. Maybe that means trading in whirlwind tours for peaceful escapes. Maybe it means choosing nearby getaways instead of long-haul flights. Maybe it's about finding joy in places that feel familiar, yet still magical. The truth is, travel should enrich your life. Not drain your health, your finances, or your peace of mind. So if you or someone you love is considering a trip after 70, here are a few honest questions worth asking. Small Blue Diamond, is your health truly strong enough for the journey ahead? Small Blue Diamond, do you have proper travel insurance, the kind that protects you, not just your luggage? Small Blue Diamond, are you picking destinations that match your mobility and comfort level? Small Blue Diamond, and most importantly, will this trip add joy to your life or cost you more than you're willing to give? They may not be glamorous questions, but answering them could mean the difference between a meaningful adventure and a mistake you regret. Because in the end, longevity isn't just about how many years you live. It's about the quality of those years. Your freedom. Your clarity. Your calm. And if that means adjusting how you travel, then so be it. It's not giving up. It's leveling up. So when you book your next flight, book it with eyes wide open. With care. With wisdom. And with the confidence of someone who's lived long enough to know. A great trip isn't measured by miles. It's measured by how you feel when you come back. Thank you for being here with us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below, share one thing you've learned from today's video, and how you plan to apply it in your own life. Your stories inspire us more than you know. And if this video helped you, please hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it.